Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here.
What's up, guys? So let's go over Zack Greinke. Zack Greinke's been one of my favorite guys this season so far. I did the video of him calling out the pitch because he was so fed up with the different types of signs and sequences of signs that they were running. And now this time he chucks his eephus. Now, he does have variations of his breaker. He throws a fast breaker, a hard breaker, a slower breaker, and now he's mixing in this eephus type of fastball, if you want to call it a fastball, I guess, lack for a better term, but this much slower four-seamer that he just kind of floats up there, and he's playing around with the hitter's timing a lot more this year than years past. He's always been a tremendous athlete, has gold gloves under his name, is able to move. He hits very, very well for a pitcher. So Greinke's always been a great athlete, and he's actually taking his pitching into a different level by mixing in all of these different types of looks that he hasn't done in the past, but it's becoming layers that he's adding on to his delivery. Slowly but surely, he keeps adding different things year after year after year. Now we have this eephus that he throws, and now we're going to go into the strikeout that he's gotten off the eephus. So we'll go pitch by pitch and really just start from the very beginning, maybe break it down slowly after that. But if we go to the first pitch here, we get a fastball, strike one. Not sure what the hitter is looking for there. Now here comes the eephus. There's strike two. Hitter's way out in front of it. Doesn't even pull a trigger. And then lastly, he kind of tries to throw off the timing, but dots up an 89-mile-an-hour fastball for strike three. So let's go back to the very first pitch here. The first pitch here, we get that fastball for strike one. This, to me, for a pro hitter, to me, he has to be taking all the way here to take an 89-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle of the plate. I mean, what more can any hitter, professional, college, high school, middle school, elementary school, little league, t-ball, what more of a pitch are you really going to want, expect, dream of? This is the type of stuff that causes wet dreams, is this type of pitch right here. What more are we really waiting for than an 89-mile-an-hour fastball right down the heart of the plate? And relative to Major League Baseball, 89, this is like a high school hitter wanting a 72-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle. This is like a college hitter getting a 77-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle. This is equivalent for a 10-year-old player getting a 40-mile-an-hour pitch right down the middle. That's what this pitch is. This tells me that the hitter's completely giving up on the pitch. Now, if we go back to the hitter's timing, so let's rewind here. We go back to the hitter's timing. The hitter lifts his stride leg right before arm cock. So right before max arm cock from Greinke, his leg, he's in the middle of his stride right there as front foot strike is occurring for Greinke. Right? So just pay attention to that because that's important for the very next pitch. So he is on time. As we get to his foot strike, the hitter's foot strike, he's on time on this pitch. And he still doesn't pull the trigger, which kind of blows my mind, and it kind of screws him over for the rest of the at-bat. He's on time. He's ready to rock, and he's ready to hit this pitch, but he doesn't pull the trigger to actually hit it. And again, it kind of screws him over. So he takes strike one. The probabilities, and this is why I teach all my guys, taking strike one like that hurts the probability of you having a successful result within your at-bat. Strike one means that the pitcher is now 3 pitches away from being in a negative count for the first time in the at-bat. Because an 0-0 count should be taken as an advantage pitch for the hitter. The pitcher is actually in the negative on an 0-0 count. Yes, in theory, he can do whatever he wants, but the pitcher wants to get ahead 0-1 versus 1-0. So I view 0-0 as a negative for the pitcher and a positive advantage count for the hitter. And to just give up on a silver platter, strike one because you're straight up taking a pitch, and especially a fastball, just blows my mind. The next count that becomes a negative count for a pitcher is 3-1. So you literally just gave the pitcher 3 opportunities to do whatever he wants, and in best case scenario most of the time, you're going to work the count to 2-2, which is still a negative count for the hitter. But that's neither here nor there. Now we get to the eephus pitch, and let's get to the timing of the eephus pitch. The hitter raises his stride leg, and he's basically at the peak of his stride, right at arm cock again for Greinke. Now, Greinke clearly is taking some off of this pitch because it is the 50-some-odd mile-an-hour heater that he throws in there. So he is taking some off, but the hitter is basically at the same timing that he had for the 89-mile-an-hour fastball. So when that front foot comes down, and the ball is just about halfway as opposed to maybe 2/3 of the way. So if we go back to the previous pitch, we see that foot comes down. The ball's basically just about to hit home plate when that front foot comes down for the hitter. For this one, his front foot comes down, and the ball's still like, that's probably halfway, if not there yet, halfway. So he is way, way out in front. And if the hitter's momentum is coming forward within his stride, he has no chance. The hitter eventually just gives up on this pitch because he knows that he's not synced up and timed up. Most hitters are going to like to unleash their swing right at foot strike. That's when they're going to be at their strongest point. Unless they're able to read breaking ball and maybe they're able to sink down. Mike Trout is tremendous at this, sink down his hips and really wait that split second in order to drive the breaking ball. But most hitters are going to be most comfortable kind of unleashing their swing right at foot strike. So the front foot for the hitter hits the ground. He's way out in front. Ball's not even halfway there yet. And he ends up just giving up because he's going to put an armsy or pushy swing, just a punch and Judy type of swing or hack onto the ball. Maybe he could have gotten a single off of it. He was a major league hitter. If he just became handsy and tried to play pepper with this, maybe he does get a single off of it, but he decides to just take it because that's the only type of swing he's going to be able to put onto this ball is that punch and Judy pepper type of hack. So he takes it, and that thing just sits there for strike two. And what do we get out of Greinke? Just a nice little smirk there. Let's look at that smirk. Nice smirk by Greinke. Now let's go into the final pitch of the at-bat. Final pitch of the at-bat, the timing of the hitter gets thrown off. Look at Greinke. He does a little hezzy. He hesitates at the top of his delivery here. And the hitter is at the peak of his stride a little bit before handbrake or before arm cock here. Just like a split second before. So he does successfully throw off the timing of the hitter by a split second, but that split second can pay dividends in the result just by throwing in that hezzy right there at the top of his delivery does Greinke. So now the pitch starts coming in. The hitter is going to be slightly late on this ball, and he ends up taking. Now this is paint. This is paint. This is right there. Right, so this isn't like a terrible take, but the hitter just does take this with 2 strikes, and that is absolute paint. Greinke is one of the best two-seam guys in baseball, or running fastball guys in baseball. He's able to place this thing right in the mitt and dot it up, and he's going to get this call 100% of the time, or at least we hope so, for strike 3. But Greinke does some really nice things in this at-bat to get the hitter out that exclude the eephus. Okay, first of all, he gets ahead with the heater for strike 1, and really he's going nuts. Then he throws the eephus to throw off timing, and then he tries to throw off the timing even more on the third pitch of the at-bat by throwing in that hezzy at the top of his delivery and then dots and paints for strike 3. Hope you liked the video. Hope it was informative for you. Do me a favor by supporting the channel and smash that subscribe button down bottom. Like, share, and comment, and I'll see everybody next time.